Pulp Fiction is one of the most dissected films of all time. Every line, every scene, every character. But there is one performance almost no one talks about anymore. A character played by Peter Greene, an actor Tarantino once described as dangerous on screen. What most fans don't know is that this character was originally written to be far more important, not a background role, not a brief appearance. Early drafts suggest he was part of a narrative thread that connected multiple storylines and revealed something unsettling about the world of Pulp Fiction. A thread that was later removed so thoroughly it barely exists today. Tonight, we open the Pulp Fiction file Quentin Tarantino quietly closed before the final cut.
Peter Greene was everywhere in the early 1990s. Laws of Gravity, The Mask, Blue Streak, and in 1994, he appeared briefly in Pulp Fiction as Zed's accomplice. On screen, his role feels strangely incomplete. He barely speaks, he doesn't have a name, and yet the camera lingers on him longer than expected. Behind the scenes, things were different. In early casting notes, Greene's role was listed as Maynard, recurring. That alone is unusual for a character with so little screen time. Then there's Tarantino himself. In a 1995 interview, he casually mentioned, "There were characters in Pulp Fiction who had entire backstories we never used. No names were given, but production call sheets from early shoots list Greene's character in scenes that never made the film, scenes no one has ever seen." So what was Peter Greene's character originally supposed to do, and why was his story erased almost completely? Pulp Fiction went through multiple script drafts, that's well documented, but when researchers compared early versions, something odd appeared. A character labeled Maynard appears repeatedly in the second act, then suddenly vanishes, not killed, not written out, just gone. In one early draft index, Maynard is listed as part of a sequence connecting the pawn shop, Marcellus Wallace's organization, and an unnamed group described only as the cleaners opposite. That phrase never appears in the final film. Some pages referencing this arc are missing entirely, others end mid-dialogue. Studio archivists later categorized these pages as redundant narrative material, but Tarantino is known for adding, not subtracting, interconnected stories. So why remove this one? Crew members later hinted that the arc was too ugly and that it shifted the tone of the film in an uncomfortable direction. But what made this storyline so disturbing that it couldn't stay in the movie? The theories began years later, when fans noticed something strange. Peter Greene's character doesn't react like a side character. He watches, he listens, he behaves like someone who knows more than he should. Some editors pointed out that his eye lines suggest responses to dialogue that no longer exists. Then came the interviews. A former assistant editor mentioned, "There were scenes involving him that made test audiences deeply uncomfortable." Another crew member claimed Greene improvised moments that were later cut because they changed the power dynamic of the pawn shop scene. One rumor suggests that Maynard wasn't just Zed's accomplice, but part of a wider underground operation, one that Marcellus Wallace was quietly aware of. This would have reframed the pawn shop scene entirely, not as random brutality, but as something systematic. Too systematic. So what did the original arc actually reveal about Pulp Fiction's world? Using early draft fragments, casting notes, and the way Tarantino structures parallel worlds, a plausible reconstruction emerges. In this version, Maynard isn't just muscle. He's a fixer, someone who operates where even Marcellus doesn't want to look. Early dialogue drafts suggest Maynard knew Jules and Vincent by reputation, not personally, but professionally. He appears in multiple locations, always in the background, always observing. The pawn shop scene wasn't meant to be an isolated horror. It was the moment where this hidden layer of the criminal world surfaced. In the Lost version, Maynard survives longer, and his presence implies that violence in Pulp Fiction isn't random, it's tolerated, managed, and quietly enabled. That implication changes the entire moral universe of the film. According to one leaked note, the arc was removed because it removed ambiguity and made the world feel irredeemable. Tarantino chose chaos over system. But here's the final question. Were any of these scenes actually filmed?
Several production stills exist showing Peter Greene on set in locations he never appears in the final cut. No dialogue survives. No footage has ever surfaced publicly. Editors have hinted that reels labeled with Greene's character were logged and then returned empty. Was the footage destroyed? Or is it sitting in a vault somewhere, never to be released? To this day, Tarantino has never directly addressed Peter Greene's missing arc, and Greene himself has only said, "That movie changed after we shot it." In Pulp Fiction, some stories end abruptly. Some characters vanish without explanation. Maybe that was always the point. So what do you think? Was Peter Greene's character always meant to be minor, or was a crucial piece of Pulp Fiction quietly removed before release? If you want us to open more erased storylines, subscribe to Before the Final Cut, because sometimes the most important scenes are the ones you never saw.